Hi, it's Andy and it's time to do my Q2 haul and stats. So I do this every quarter, so quarter 1 is January, February, March, quarter 2 is April, May, June, quarter 3 is July, August, September, and then Q4 is October, November, December. I had to think about that for a second there. So basically I just collate all my data, go over a few in-depth stats for the quarter, and then go over my haul with you. So I always split this into two. The first will be my stats and the second part will be my haul. If I'm holding books up, it's the haul. If I'm talking with numbers here, that is the stats. That's the easiest way I can tell you how that works. So we're going to dive right in. This has been a big month or big quarter for me, stats wise, I think. Well, we'll get into it and see. I've got all my stats on my computer here, so I will be looking over here while I am going through it with you. But yeah, this is a wild quarter. I'm going to stop teasing. I'm actually going to get into it. So let's get started on the stats. For my books read, my total books read for this quarter is 54 books, and that breaks down into 10 for April, 16 for May, and 28 for June, which is eye-watering. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what's come over me since May, but I've just been on a roll apparently. Pages wise, that gives me a grand total of 20,250 pages, which breaks down into 4,059 for April, 7,187 for May, and 9,004 for June. Again, I don't know what came over me, but apparently I was just on an absolute roll. I was rereading Murderbot though, so that did help a lot because I just love me some Murderbot. Genre wise, this breaks down to 17 romance books, 29 SFF, which is science fiction and fantasy, 1 historical fiction, 2 non-fictions, and 5 contemporaries. Looking at the representation breakdown in my books, there were 28 with LGBTQ+ representation, which comes to 52% of my reads. And there were 16 with disabled characters, which comes to 30% of my reads. There were 5 authors of colour within the reading batch, which makes that 9% of my reading, which is disappointing, but I understand because I have been dedicating a lot of time to rereading series by the same authors, so I've stuffed myself number-wise that way. And for my rereads, there was 29 rereads in there. So 29 of those books are books I've already read and I'm reading again, partially because I am trying to reread all the Shadowhunter books for the new book coming out. I reread the Murderbot books for the new book coming out, and I reread Heartstopper for the next book coming out. So checking in with my TBR, it's not decreased that much. My TBR Q1 was 23 and my TBR end of Q2 is 22 because I'm still taking in reads while I am, taking in books while I'm reading books. But I mean, given that 29 of those were rereads, if I swapped those rereads out with TBR books, I would have no TBR. So, the reading is getting done, the TBR is just, gradually coming down, which is fine because 22 books is not that much. Overall, I'm fairly happy with this quarter's reading. Like, obviously I've read a lot, and a lot of it, more than half of it, has been rereads, because I decided this quarter that I needed to start rereading certain books for certain books coming out, and it just basically took over my reading. So hopefully in the next few months we'll be able to get more. Well, I'm still going to be reading the Cassie Clare. There's like 30 Cassie Clare books I need to get to, and I think we're only halfway through, so that'll be coming up a lot, but hopefully we'll be able to get to those 22 TBR books and get them lowered to a number that I want to see, which is 0. Now for the haul portion of the video. In quarter 2 I hauled 30 books in total. For April, that was 7 books, for May that was 16, and for June that was 7 again. I like that bookend at 7, that was quite fun. A lot of these are either like special editions or pre-orders. Pre-orders take up most of it, and then yeah, there's a couple of special editions just right in there. So April wise, the first book was The Name Game by Beth O'Leary, Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid, Face Off by Chelsea Curto, A Beautiful Evil by B. Fitzgerald, and this is one of the beautiful editions. I have all the matching ones for this somewhere down here. There they are. Silver Cloak by L.K. Stephen, which I actually got from Vinted. A Sea Change by Cassandra Clare, which I did not know was going to be so teeny tiny. And Chasing the Fire by Paisley Hope, which is the last book in the Silver Pines Ranch series. Next, the 16 books I got in May. First is True Crime by Patricia Cornwell, which is a memoir book rather than one of her Scarpetta books, and it was very interesting. Next is Fury Bound by Sable Sorensen. This is the sequel to Direbound, and I am so looking forward to Ruinbound coming out. Next is Broken Dove by Danny Francis. I did not realise this was going to have a sprayed edge. Interesting. And this is the sequel to Silver Elite by Danny Francis, and again, looking forward to the third one. Next is All Hail Chaos by Sarah Rees Brennan. Again, book 2, really looking forward to book 3. These fantasy, romantic, I don't know what to call them, these fantasy releases that are coming out, I am loving them. Next is Power Play by Chelsea Curto. I am getting these as they are being traditionally published. I have already read all of them. I'm just catching up with the traditionally published ones that are coming out. Fever Dream by Elsie Silver. This is the start of her new series, which is the Emerald Lake series. The Midnight Train by Matt Haig, which has these beautiful edges. This is in the world of the Midnight Library, but you don't need to have read the Midnight Library to read this. Next up is this edition of The Martian by Andy Weir. Yes, I caved. I kept telling myself I did not need it, and I caved, and I bought it, and I feel zero. That's a lie. I feel some guilt, but I just love The Martian so much. So yeah. Do I need a fourth copy? Fourth copy? Wait a minute. Do I need a fourth copy? Absolutely not, but it makes me happy. Talking of do I need it, I also got the entire Bridgerton Illumicrate series. So that is, oh no, am I going to remember what they're called? So from the bottom to the top we have The Duke and I, The Viscount Who Loved Me, An Offer from a Gentleman, Romancing Mr. Bridgerton, To Sir Philip with Love, When He Was Wicked, It's in His Kiss, and On the Way to the Wedding. Oh, will you look at that? I just did a video where I went through my haul and I named them all, but I actually got them all right. I got them all right. I can't believe I remembered that. That is... They also have sprayed edges. Let me just... These are so heavy, guys. It upsets me a little bit that the blue one in the middle isn't like pastel like the rest of them, but... it's fine. It's still pretty. Oh my god, that was so hard to... That was so difficult to lift up. These are heavy. And I do have a lot of them. I'm getting the actual books on 99p Kindle deals to read, so I probably won't be. I don't want to rub the foil off, you know. And finally, these 7 books I got in the month of June. First is One for the Road by Elliot Fletcher, which is the 3rd book in the McKay Brothers series. Father Material by Alexis Hall, which is the long-awaited 3rd book in the London Calling series. I don't remember if that's what it's called, but Boyfriend Material is book 1. Evening the Score by Lexi LaFleur Brown. This is her 2nd romance novel, although they are complete standalones. They are both hockey romances, but they're not set within the same team or anything like that. You can read them totally separately. Platform Decay, which is the new Murderbot book. Mossed in Space, which is Rebecca Thorne's new book. Rebecca Thorne wrote these books here, which are the Tomes and Tea series, but this is a new series completely. The River She Became by Emily Varga. This is a kind of fae-based mummy retelling, and I'm very intrigued. Very intrigued. Think instead of Egyptian mummy relics, you're looking for fae relics, but it's like the mummy, you know? And finally, An Expert Witness by Professor Lady Sue Black, who we all know on this channel that I absolutely adore. There we go, those are my stats and my haul for the 2nd quarter of the year. Please let me know if you want to chat about any of the books below. I have read most of them. I have not read the Bridgertons, but most of the other ones I've read other than the June ones because we are only just at the start of July and I'm not that good. Please let me know how much you've been reading this quarter, if there's anything you think I should be looking at in the future. I don't know why I just did that. If there's anything you think I should be picking up in the future, I'm always open to recommendations. Always, always, always. And especially since now I seem to be getting a lot into fantasy in a way that I never was before. Like you can see a lot of the books I now have that are fantasy that before I would never have touched, but I'm picking them up and I'm finding that I really enjoy them. So yeah, I'm so looking forward to the rest of the year and to next year for some of the releases that are coming out. Yeah, let me know as well if you're excited for any releases. Again, anything that I need to be keeping my eye on, you know? If you want to let me know you were here but you don't want to leave a big comment, if you leave me a otter or fairy type or crown emoji in the comments for The River She Became by Emily Varga, which I'm so looking forward to reading, by the way. But yeah, pop that down below if you don't want to leave a big comment. I can't talk today. Please do like if you want to, and subscribe if you want to see more of me, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.